Okay, so good morning. John and Christopher, we're all in here talking about good morning, Lena. Christopher, we'll just say good morning to Lena.
Good morning.
Okay, here we go. So John said, you got to film. So we were talking about the phenomenon of dudes and gals, mostly dudes though, but there are the gals climbing these mountains like Everest, and like they get frostbite and then they're getting their limbs chopped off and they go up the next year because it's just in their blood. They still have to do it. And I said to John and Chris, why I wouldn't do this in the first place. Like, I cannot imagine wanting to do that in the first place. There's other ways to spend, but they all swear by it. You want to know something? Can I throw one word at you guys? Yeah. Disposable income.
Right.
Disposable income. Disposable income is the devil's. The devil's waiting for that. Not saying any of those people are Satanists or going to hell or anything like that. That is not what I, John, am saying. I'm saying that idle hands are the devil's playground, and those people haven't learned really how. There may be exceptions, but they're not good enough exceptions for me. Those particular people, if they have that much money to spend on those type of exhibitions or whatever the word is, exhibition. Yeah, it's an exhibition, right? Of course. Say it again. Exhibition. Oh, nice.
Expedition.
Expedition! All right, give that man a cigar. I knew it was an exhibition. I know you did, but I wasn't.
Funny, I was blacking out on it too.
That is so weird. So, what is the point? If they have the disposable income or the not so disposable income, some of them it's their last dime. They're not, but not well. Okay,
they can just do it,
right?
But not many.
No matter what, I also see it as a needless extravagance, right? A really needless extravagance in a world that needs more from you than just you proving to yourself that this is. It's beyond me too, Lena. Really, yeah.
It's almost like the adult,
beyond me too.
The adult version of kids eating those Tide Pods.
What are Tide Pods?
Those little plastic Tide Pods that kids were eating. They were filled with detergent.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this.
It was like a thing. Kids were eating them. Someone was dying.
Why were they eating them? Did they taste good?
Like your chicken. No, they taste terrible.
Oh,
but your chicken if you don't do it. And it was a thing. There was a bunch of kids.
Oh my God!
Sick and it was rampant.
How long ago was this going on?
10 years ago, something.
I don't remember anything about this, but that's stupid too. Good God!
And so is going up to Mount Everest, killing yourself.
So
it's a chicken test,
right? And the thing is, like, you're not just what you're laughing at God, in a sense. It's like you're not respecting somehow the way, right? And but what's the deal with those Sherpas? They're in it for the whatever their personal gain could be, because these guys are going anyway. So
do they die too, the Sherpas?
Sure they do. Sure they do. They're amazing, but they do. And they will only go just so far anyway, just to get you to those bases. Mm-hmm. What a job. Yeah. It's pretty fascinating when you watch those. And I've read, and those are the only kinds of adventure books that have ever really grabbed me. Stories like that and the mountaineer guys. But at the same time, I'm fascinated that they have chose that path. But the whole time I'm reading it, I'm like, I would never, ever want to do this. So fucking grueling and awful. And then they get like up near the top, and they find a guy in a cave. This is just like one of these stories, and they're like, wow, this guy died pretty recently, this frozen solid lump. And then where they're like, whoa, wait a minute, he's still alive. Mm-hmm. And they have to fucking leave him there, because he's up near the top. And nobody can get him down. One guy has a broken leg. One guy's dying of asphyxiation, whatever the fuck. They're like, oh, dude, we gotta leave. And he's like, barely making a noise, but he's still alive, but just won't die. He's in this frozen lump of hell.
Good God.
And it's like, John, yeah, that's why if you don't want that for yourself, don't do that. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. If you don't, I don't imagine, as a matter of fact, I can, with a very educated eyes, tell you that guy did not want to die that way. But he truly didn't ever see that happening to himself. But it did.
Not me.
But it wouldn't have happened if he didn't do that, right?
Well, the fact that it only happens to a certain number of people, they can go in thinking like Russian roulette. I'll be the one who
right, and that I guess is John's point. It's just as laughing in the face of God as Russian roulette is. Yes, right. It is a game of Russian roulette, a very extreme, self-imposed, fucking taking a chance. It's the gamble of all gambles.
Well, how do you feel about lower mountain climbing? Like the smaller mountains, still hard to do. You could fall off. What do you think about that?
It's fine. I think like hiking, like
no mountain climbing, just not Everest.
I don't think I'm a mountain climber. So no, right. I don't see anything. It's a very
dangerous thing.
I don't see anything. And also, I used to know a guy
like
that
George Costanza.
Right, and I did know a guy when I was working in my 20s in the import firm. One of our associates was that dude. He just was like, he looked and sounded and talked just like Michael J. Fox as Alex P. Keaton. He was energetic and he was kind of cute, and he had this opie kind of way about him, but he was like a gung-ho guy, and he was a wheeler dealer. You remember him. Mm-hmm. And his thing was fucking jumping out of fucking airplanes on the weekend, and his chute did not open.
Whoa.
And that was the end of Alex P. Keaton. Mm-hmm.
You knew that guy.
That was shocking. Yeah, he used to come in. I'd talk to him on the phone almost every day. He was a cool guy. He was just a couple of years older than me. Cute guy. I think engaged. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
that's a good way to
fucked up, right? Mm. Yeah, this was back in 1985 or something, right? Yeah, around then. And I tell you, man, 86 maybe. That was a fucking. I think that was like one of my first, like, looking at it, like, oh, okay, you don't do that shit, like, right. When it hits you close to home like that, when it's somebody it's like, whoa, especially when you're a younger person, everybody seems so indestructible in a way. But even though I would have to say that, hi John, hey, yeah, go ahead. I would have to say that I was hardened to death pretty early on, really young, because of what I saw as a child, but also with friends. They started dying really young. In my teens, very young teens, I was losing them by stabbing and shooting and drugs and car accidents, bike accidents, truck accidents. I mean, everything. Mm-hmm. So by the time I was and these were people that I fucking hung with, and like, some really, really good friends, jammed with, partied with, shared a beer with, hitched a ride to Rockaway Beach with, drove the train to work with when I worked on Wall Street, Joey. And all of a sudden everyone is dying, and it's like, whoa, this is really real, this shit. We're in it.
Hmm.
But how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it now? About dying? We're going there, right? You're not dying though. And okay. So what are you talking about?
Check it out. Maybe that's the reason people do the mountain climbing because they think everyone ignores that we're in it. That this
It's
is
not up
real.
to them to bring it to our attention.
No, for they don't like living that way, so they
They want to
must
take
do.
charge.
They want to prove that they're in it,
Oh,
prove to
okay.
themselves,
Well,
and it's like
that's like
this is
taking charge
the
of
real
your own
world.
suicide. That's all.
Yeah,
That's like taking charge. It's another way of taking charge of your own possible suicide. I don't know. Or taking charge, not so much your suicide, taking charge of your own fate. I am in charge of what's going on here to this extreme degree. I am fucking in charge. That's, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, we were. We were having just this conversation, Christopher.
some people don't think that a man is a real man unless they're a warrior. They faced war,
Well,
and they
right.
they scoff at the others. So like, oh, you don't know what I know, and it's the same thing with the mountain climbers. You don't know facing real life and death is. I know it's a way to scoff at others,
I guess, I
feel
suppose,
superior.
maybe. I see it as, I see it, well, that's a personal thing too. But
Daredevil.
yeah, I just see it as a personal thing, and almost like a lot of them call it like a vision quest or a spiritual quest.
Yeah.
But I don't see, personally, I don't see the spirituality in it. But am I wrong? Um,
Yeah.
I think that I think that you're right in that they're, you know, the funny thing about spirituality is we all see it in a very specific and individual way. And I
Mm.
can't really stress that enough. So, me and you, Lynn, yeah, I've never met anyone more spiritually or focusedly in tune with me than you and your thought patterns. They are like a magnet going back and forth to mine. Like I am in agreement with you on all things. Really. All things. You will not get an argument from me unless I'm joking around with you or being me, but I don't have any disagreement with you whatsoever. Okay, so that's your nucleus. hmm This is how we were created. This is what I can tell you. So our nucleus as twin flame pair shines out to fellow pairs, also in flames. Christopher and Sandy being one pair. George and Nellie, so on and so forth. Sid and Clary, right? Gotcha. All right, so all of this is like stars bouncing off of each other, and we're the nucleus. We're the corporate family, the royal family, if you will. It sounds a little far fetched, perhaps, to some, but it's hardly my concern. And so it continues to bounce down to other lesser level, but no less important twin flame couples down and down and down. That in turn just becomes like a galaxy. Okay. And that's why it's so important for us to have this positive, very positive nucleus. And so, to bring it back to the point of the mountain climbing expeditioners, somewhere along the lines on the planet, strains began to be infiltrated with negative vibrations. There might be a positive aspect spiritually as to why those climbers are so driven. However, something negative sneaked in there and it became tarnished by an overzealous point in the wrong direction of where to go with that type of expeditioning. Okay. That's very, very, to me, that is a very intricate explanation, but I understand it. I understand that. And so, we are now, this is the new Earth. And so our vibrations must be kept consistently high. That's why whatever beef you guys have with anybody down here or anything like that, this is John speaking. Whatever beef anybody has down here, you guys, that cat, anybody. What cat? He's over there. Oh, he is. Hi, Bonnie. I just see the one ear sticking up. Hi, Bonnie. You can forgive, but that doesn't, and you should forgive. We are striving for that high forgiveness vibration, but you don't have to revisit that connection ever again. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just forgive, because God has better things in store for you. Right. You're absolutely right. I think that's wise. Don't you, Chris?
What's that?
Forgiving. Were you just sitting in here? All right.
I was leaving.
Right, okay. Forgiving.
Forgiving? What's the thing?
The importance of forgiving.
Yeah, sure.
Right. And you don't have to revisit that relationship, but it's important that you forgive and move on. Okay. So, is there anyone now that I'm not fully forgiving? No. You've forgiven everyone. You forgive. Oh, you forgive. All right. So that's good. That was a really good explanation, John. What should we call this video? The joys of mountain climbing. Yeah, I gotta put socks on. My feet are getting cold. How are you doing today? All right. Don't you feel better? I feel pretty good. I don't know. I do. Okay. There's the fucking phone again. It's a bad fibromyalgia day. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Yeah. Oh, but my blood pressure is great. Yeah. See? The dude came, he hooked me up with my own machine, like a professional machine. Looks pretty fucking slick, this thing. Not that I enjoy it, but I like it so far because it did my pressure normal. Like 120/80 or something. Unless unless the machine is completely whack. No, I think those old machines that they had was shit. Well, they were shite. Plus, I'll tell you what else. You've been doing really good with your diet and your everything else. So your salt thing, yeah, my salt thing. You salty dog, you. Yeah, I was always terrible with that, me, John. But I was trying to get better with it at the end there too. Yeah. My God, you were so skinny, John. Did you like being skinny like that? You know I did. You know you love being skinny too. I do. I like feeling like I have no weight on my bones. I'm hoping to get to that point soon. You are. You are. You're getting there. Yeah, I hate when people say, oh, he was so... Yoko didn't have him on any diets. He was becoming a yogi. John's a fucking yogi. John's a guru. You know what? That's where our life path would have gone. You would have been a yogi. That's all, John. I'm sure of it. Well, we'll see. We'll see about what? If you're right or wrong. You mean you might still be a yogi? I'll be a yogi. Will you be my little bear? Yeah. Will you be my pot of honey? Yes, I'll be a pot of honey. What do you want? What's going on? I know. What? I get fed up. I know you do, honey. Because you have a lot to say. I understand. It's between you guys. So, Oh, good morning, Mother and Father. We love you. Children, brethren. Any direct messages from you, Mom? Yeah, I want you to put that crucifix on your head. Do you? Yeah. Oh, God. She's asking me to put this crucifix on my head. My hematite crucifix. Here we go. How's it feel? It feels good. It's like magnets and stuff, right? Yeah. Lena, just take your, spend the whole day just laying crystals on your body. I will. Just do that. Okay? All right, I'm going to do that. This fibro is killer. So anyway, John, the mountain climbing, yeah, this is like, think of yourself as being up on a mountain today. Only think of it as a nice, quiet, serene, warm, breezy mountain. Okay. Warm and breezy sounds wonderful. You remember like those hot summer gusts of air at that park? Oh my God. So alive, so alive. Yeah, I don't know. That's my idea of a pleasant atmosphere. The warm and breezy, comforting to the skin. Hi, Nellie. Someone's got their hands on my legs. It was. It's John now. You ready to take a detour? Sure. I love you. I love you too. Hang in there. You hang in there. I got a surprise coming for you later. Oh, what could that be?